Start record. Start broadcast.
You not taking it?
Yeah, I'm finna do it in a minute.
Okay.
What's up, world? We at the radio station.
Can we link it to Facebook?
Mm-hmm. I'm finna do all that right now.
And tag me.
Gotcha.
Thank you, God. Father God, we thank you so much for this opportunity, Lord God. We ask that you would just direct all our things, Lord God, and that you would make our path straight, Lord God. Thank you, God, to make us great before me, Lord God. Sit us, Lord God, in our lives up within us, Lord God. Let it be your plan, your agenda, Lord God. Just thank you for seeing 50 uses in Jesus.
I just gotta get the tag that I made of us.
Yeah.
Of what I was posting.
And then tell people the hashtag us. So what should it be? Hashtag.
What?
Like, what do we want them to hashtag so we know they listen?
What you want to call it? Sweet tea?
Yeah, hashtag sweet tea.
Hashtag sweet tea.
Or hashtag got my glass.
Got my glass. Got my glass now too. I like that one.
7 minutes.
Listen live. And this right here is the one that lead them back to this right here. So they can get to it. It has your name in it. That's Stephanie Bird. But I'm going to take this and copy it and put it over here so you can see it. And then you'll be able to retag it.
Okay. Because will they be able to watch it later if they don't catch it?
Yeah. It's all recorded.
So.
All recorded. Everything I do is.
Because, yeah, we're going to do like a see what you missed.
Like, they can see this right now. What we doing? It's recording right now.
We're going to edit that.
Yeah. Hey, y'all.
I'm cute.
She said I'm cute. Okay. For the turn up on the radio, y'all. For real, man. KingdomRadioNetwork.com. Tune in. It's going down. Listen live now.
You are so gifted at a point, man. It's sad. It makes, I'm talking about, you got like a overdose of it.
God got me here. God put you with me. I ain't got nothing to do with none of this. At all.
Okay, yeah, so I make it pop up on my legs. It's so savvy.
Oh, crap.
You lost all that.
Yeah, I deleted it. Oh, crap. What happened to it?
Okay, you got 5 minutes. Here we go.
Is this it? No, that's it. Nope.
It deleted all of that?
All of that. Oh. What the word?
See if it'll paste there. Will it paste there? What about undo?
Nope. Okay. Redo. It's gonna be good. I just gotta get it right. So this is always gonna be on, okay?
Okay.
So I'm finna set it up. Which way we facing?
Well, this is where it'll sit. So, is there a way maybe you can make room like on the counter, perhaps?
Okay. Sorry about that.
That's her set. What's going on? He was trying to set up a live stream.
Live video record.
Oh, you can put it right here. And then, is that good?
Can you see us?
Can you see both of us? I guess if we sit right next to each other, you can.
Yeah.
There were so many elements, so many moving parts to this conversation. We'll have to pick it up again the next time that we're together. In the meantime, if you are looking for more practical ways to shift change and to support more black businesses,
do you mind if I use the headphones today?
log into our website at
I don't have those are connected to that.
Oh. The promotions tab. There
I'm
you
trying
can
to.
find a list of black
Do you have some headphones of your own? I can get some. And then you just hook them up.
And
these are really,
really.
Huh? Oh, we thought it. You got some earbuds? Not with me. But now that I know earbuds will work, cool.
Yeah. For change by black. More businesses are being added.
Yes, ma'am, they work. Because these are just super big.
Interested in becoming a business?
I don't think they're going to work.
This movement, then I want you to dial down 205-942-5769. But we're going to be adding more businesses as they connect with us. So check back often to KingdomRadioNetwork.com. My time is spent. Thank you so much for
this thing on poof tail.
Prophet Danny.
Look at your neighbor and say, get the flat irons. No, it's not going to work.
Thanks for the contribution to the blackoutcoalition.com, the final judgment, and contributed audio. They contributed audio to today's segment.
We got something coming for y'all, brother.
Questions, comments on the show, write to me directly at Voice of the Kingdom, 85 Bagby Drive,
on live
Homewood, Alabama.
3.
Or call 205-942-5769. To be a guest on the show, visit the website, KingdomRadioNetwork.com. Be sure to share our content with your family and friends. Please share. Listen, I gotta go. But remember, as you move through your day, listen intensely to the voice of the Lord. And whenever he speaks to you, make sure that you obey. God bless you. Shalom.
2 minutes.
On social media, like crazy right now.
It's a brand new year, and it's your time to reach the globe. Hi, I'm Dr. Robin May, president and founder of KingdomRadioNetwork.com. I dropped in to invite you to call me at 205.
Why you remind me of the girl from what's the name of the movie? Not Medea Goes to Jail. The one that's like Byron chewing gum. Hold on. The girl in one of those Medea plays, she had the baby by Bow Wow, and she chewed her gun. She was like Byron. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm gonna have to stop chewing gum. That's what I'm gonna do.
It makes me laugh. I don't think it's bad at all.
Hey,
She'll always talking to me about my gum chewing.
They're talking about me about it too. This girl, I stopped popping gum because this girl said you just letting people know you got a hole in your teeth.
Sweet tea. 67. Alright.
Too much thing that intro.
I'm gonna have you some headphones next time, okay?
Oh, yes, ma'am. These are fine.
All that good?
It's the intro. Nice. Can they hear me?
Not yet.
Oh.
Okay. You got about 40 seconds.
Okay.
I'll let that play a little bit. I'll break. Okay, here we go. In 3, 2.
What is up? What is up? Once again, you have joined us. It is Sweet Tea with Lady B. Go ahead and get your glass because we got an awesome packed show for you today. I'm here. We got a special guest today, y'all. His name is Terrell Vallery, but I'm not going to go into detail about who and what he is because he is going to tell y'all all about who he is. Terrell, tell the people about you.
Hello, world. It's your boy, IamDope.tv, Instagram. Follow me. Make sure you check me out. I'm the CEO of Ill Station Graphical Boutique. I'm the founder of I Am Dope, the movement, and I'm also the lead designer of Prince Clothing. And I'm author of More Than Just a Tea. And I just thank KingdomRadioNetwork.com and Lady B for having me on. And we finna give y'all some sweet tea, so I hope y'all tuning in.
And tune in. As you can see, this brother is doing a lot. And one thing that I love about him, man, I got a chance to get a glimpse of his book. I'm not going to lie, like I read the whole book, Terrell, because I didn't read the whole book. But I did read a piece of it. And one thing that I love is that you're for the people.
Yes.
You are for the people. And this is the time we need
the
people
yeah.
to be for the people, because it's a lot going on, man. We got a lot. It seems like every week when I come back to talk to y'all, something has happened. Like every week. And this weekend has proved to be no different. So we've got like another officer shooting. What's up with that?
Yeah, man. I don't really know what's up with the officers right now. But I just want my people to not be so into the major part of the economy, but like just focus on yourself and start with you first, and then change will come later. That's just what I really want. You know, if we do that, then everything else will work itself out.
Definitely. I definitely agree with that. Well, look, Lady B is the voice of the unheard. So, and a lot of times the voice that I think gets looked over is the voice of the youth.
Yes.
We got something really important coming up in November, and people act like it's just not a big thing.
Oh, you talking about voting, right?
Voting.
Yes,
People are just.
yes.
I remember what we had to vote or die in 2008, and we hadn't heard anything nearly as phenomenal as the marketing preference that the radio station and TV stations were doing. Back in 2008, but I still want our people, especially our young people, to get, because that's what it takes. It takes the wisdom of the old people and the energy of the young people to get this thing started. So we definitely want the people to get out and vote.
Yes, it's very important. I definitely encourage all my young black niggas and queens out there to definitely go register and vote. I don't care what state you're in. You can look it up online. Actually, if you check me out on Facebook, I got a couple of links there for you. Facebook, Terrell, Vallery. But voting is very important, because if you don't vote, you really don't have a voice. And you being Lady B, the voice of the unheard, I applaud you for encouraging the youth to go vote. And that's everybody, 18 to whatever. I don't care how old you is or how young you is, but you got to be 18 to vote. That's the law. But but overall, please make sure y'all go vote. November the 4th is very important, because our actions now will shape our future. And I ain't going to tell you who to vote for. Do your research also.
Definitely. Because it's kind of hard to have a jury of your peers if the jury selection is done based on registered voters. So if you don't register to vote, then chances are you will never be selected for a jury, thus never being able to be an active part of the judicial system.
Mm-hmm. And thus never having the opportunity to really go against the police brutality that we facing out here against the youth. Because it is I honestly feel like it is an attack on the youth, because I am the youth, honestly, and I'm not fearful or scared to walk in America, because I know who I am and I know where I stand. But I know a lot of young people out here right now that are scared to walk around the streets, and they just scared just to walk to the store, just to go get a candy bar. And so
let's talk about that. What do you think is because we're a proud people. I say that all the time. We're not, we're a proud people, and had we not been such a threat, I feel like the mandate wouldn't be so strong to annihilate our very existence. So that's just, what I believe, because anything that's not a threat, you're not worried about it. True. So, based on the way things are going, it has to be that we are a threat. So why do you think the young people are, and not just young people period, people that are in, like you and I have spoken to people that are judges, and they're afraid when they take their robe off, they're like, hey, I'm still just a regular black man in a BMW at the end of the day. So what do you think? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the fear. Let's talk about, some solutions.
Oh, well, definitely. Well, one of the first main solutions that I feel will really help out people is it starts with your mind. It's all about your mindset. And so that's what happens when I wrote my first book, More Than Just a T. And it's about the principles and the ideology that I carry with myself every day. Not only do I pray before I step out into the world, but I also have these principles of myself. And what I feel, if I present it, then the world around me will reflect it for me. So if we start with our mindset first, then we could really beat out a lot of the issues that are facing our community right now. And definitely, I know we could destroy it if we go vote, because voting has been one of the things that has been fought against for our community and our people since the beginning of time, since we could get the right to vote. So there's a reason for that. Like you said, it's a threat. Right. And it's a threat to the system that's set up now, because if you go vote, you have the opportunity to change that system. That's why November 4th, I really ask that, and I really hope that my people go out and vote, and I hope that they register. And don't fall for that fear or that false evidence of, I voted last year, my person didn't win, he wasn't on the ballot no more. Don't let that false appearance of what you think is real to stop you from taking that step and having that faith.
Well, let's just appeal to people that are just, consider themselves, maybe, because I consider myself just to be a regular, schmegular girl from Jersey. So let's talk about what would make someone fearful. I mean, this isn't anything new, really, that's been going on. If we could just call a spade, this isn't anything that we're surprised by, the events that are happening. This has been going on since yesteryear. So what has changed now to where people are scared to leave their houses? People are scared people are now cognitive of the fact that they have children that have to grow up to be Black men and women that are going to have to face these challenges. What do you think really? Because if we can identify what we're fearful of, I think the solution will stem from that.
Well, if you ask me, I think my community is fearful of responsibility for themselves. I mean, not to downplay my people or nothing like that, but what I mean by that is it comes down to, I know pretty much like the old people used to say back in the day, the way you act and what you doing, you get certain stuff. So when you're in certain places and you doing certain stuff, you're going to get that environment. You know what I'm saying? So first we got to stop going to them places.
Elaborate on that.
Like, let's not be hanging out on the block at 4 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Let's stop that first of all, because there ain't no reason. Go get you some sleep. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you up jogging, having a talk with God,
or you work the night shift.
Yeah, or you work the night shift.
And you just happen to have a job that's on the corner
but
doing security. Okay.
But that's a little different. I don't know that many people who got jobs on the corner doing security. But let's start with that. Another thing is, like I said, it starts with the change with you first.
Right.
Like, in order for the change to come out, you got to start with yourself. Like, today, like, let's just change our perception of ourselves. Because if we change our perception of ourselves, the world has no choice but to reflect it, just to play it back to us. Because that's what's going on right now. It's just an attack on stereotypes. It's not saying that these people are bad people or good people. It's just a stereotype against these people that's causing the reaction that you're getting, and you're getting these results. You know what I'm saying? So
what is our current perception? Because I'm into breaking stuff all the way down to where even this ant can understand what we're talking about. What is our current perception in our, meaning, us as African Americans? What do you feel is our current perception of who we are?
Honestly, there is no self-definition of who an African American is right now, and that's the problem. Because there isn't a set definition of what an African American really is, and that comes down to the fact that due to the fact that we are here because we're prisoners of war. They call us slaves in the books, but you're really prisoners of war. It was a war in 1661 where the British Empire defeated the Songhai Empire, and they took the slaves, well, what they now call slaves, and they took them and brought them to America. Everybody know about the Middle Passage, all that.
That's why I'm on cruise now.
Yeah. But you're prisoners of war, and so this is not really our country, honestly. We're just like an immigrant, just like the Irish, so.
This is definitely the melting pot.
Yeah, it's definitely the melting pot, and the best thing about America is the fact that we get the right to voice our opinion and to speak out. Right. Like other countries, you can't do that. So I definitely applaud America for that. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to founding fathers for that.
But when it all comes down to it, this whole system is about labor. It's about the control of man. You know what I'm saying? If I control your money, I control how you make money, I control how you feed your family, then I in turn control you. And so that's what's going on right now. They're controlling not our mind, because it's about money, because that's all we be thinking. But honestly, you don't get money until you become successful. And success only comes before work in the dictionary. You
wow, that's pretty good.
You know
I had to go through the alphabet in my mind. Really
you had to put it together.
To do about that. But listen, we're going to take a little break. And when we come back, I kind of want to talk more about the whole, because I noticed there's a movement of, we always moving. And we the most moving people that never go nowhere. And I don't mean to I don't mean it like that, because it's definitely a time for change. So we definitely have to come together and make a decision for change. But when we come back, man, we're going to talk about the buying black and making sure that we get to, talk about that. How can we buy black and be empowered?
Definitely.
Coming right back. You're in the line with Sweet Tea, Lady B.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about the why does the movement Black Lives Matter?
No, I want to talk about the because I know this station is doing it, but I also saw like a couple other stations are doing it too, about the listing the black businesses and getting like this direct. I think it's KLM. They're getting a directory together of all black businesses, so that you remember back in the day, like what did they call it, Ms. Robin? The book where they used to give to black people when they used to travel, so that you would automatically know where you could stop and eat, what hotels you could stay at. And now it kind of seems like history is repeating itself, because people are getting that directory back together of the restaurants that are black owned. But there's this stigma. I think I'm not gonna call it stigma, but there's a disconnect between us seeing the black businesses and actually wanting to patronize those businesses, because they basically, turned on ourselves. So now I'd rather not spend money with my own sister who has her own beauty supply store, because there's this perception in my mind that she's gonna She's gonna She's gonna overcharge. It's gonna be cheap stuff. It's not. I'm gonna have to wait 30 minutes before
the bag gonna break.
The bag.
Stuff like that. I understand what you said.
So, but I do think, because what is it, like $345 trillion that we're responsible for? Like that's enough to we could get the country out of debt if we wanted
1.1 trillion.
1.1 trillion. That's enough to put a dent in somebody's budget somewhere. Yeah. So if we have that kind of buying power, then
coming back. We doing 30 minutes? Okay. And 3, 2.
Well, if you're just tuning in, you are on the line with Sweet Tea with Lady B. I have a special guest, Terrell Vallery, with us today. Here, commercial. You got Terrell Vallery with us today. We were just talking about being empowered as a people, and now I just kind of want to talk about the buying black thing. I've noticed that I don't remember what the book is called. I wish I had Googled it while we were on break. But back in the day, during the civil rights era was at its peak, they were coming with this directory, and they compiled it, and it had hotels and diners, everything that was owned by black people, so that you would know when you traveled what hotels, what restaurants, what businesses to patronize, so that you wouldn't have to run into segregation moments that could end fatal. And it seems as if history is repeating itself, because I find that we're doing that again. We're getting the directories together of all the black businesses, but there's still a disconnect between establishing where those businesses are and what services they provide, and us as a people actually patronizing those businesses. And what do you think? What are your thoughts on that? Because I love all business. I don't want to be just the best black business. I want to be just the best business, period. Yeah. But I do want to support my own.
Me as a young entrepreneur, and starting my company on L Station, where we focus on creating graphics better than good and better than most. Me personally, like you said, I want to be the best graphic company, period. I don't care if I'm black, Asian, or whatever. I don't care what my customer base is, as long as they're getting the best thing that they're paying for. So on that note, I just feel like we have to be open to everybody, and we have to have an open mindset when it comes down to your customer base and who you want to come through your doors. Me, I don't just want green money. I want good people. I want great people around me. So I don't take every customer that wants to do business with me, and that's my preference. You know what I'm saying? Because I know not every dollar is a good dollar.
Right.
You know, and when it come down to the next part about the black supporting black, you got to remember that a lot of that was inbred in us through them 600 plus years of us being prisoners of war, later turned into slaves. See, in order for you to break down a culture that came from a great empire, the Songhai Empire, and if y'all listening, please go look that up, Songhai Empire. Go learn about who you is for real, because when you learn who you is, you know who you are, and that's power. And so they had to break that power from us, so they had to create a disconnect in us to hate ourselves. You know what I'm saying? If you hate yourself, you ain't going to support yourself. You ain't going to try to build yourself. You ain't going to try to build the next like you. And they create that crab in a barrel effect. But all that's getting depleted right now because, like you said, it's a new wave coming in. It's people understanding that we are 1.1 trillion of buying power right now, and you gonna respect us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we 1.1 trillion. You want that money, and they want that money. Everybody want that money. Right. But if we were to take that money and really invest it in our communities, like in youth activities, then a lot of the crime that you get, the little petty crime, like the petty little thieves and all that at the stores, all that would deplete itself because the kids would have something to do. And I'm a solution with that because I really believe that companies should invest in their market around them and should invest in their consumer. And I decided to do that with my company through the social initiative I Am Dope. I Am Dope stands for I Achieve More, Developing Only Positive Examples. And what we do is we come up with philanthropy events working with local and corporate sponsors in the community, not only black, but all races. It's because everybody's in, a better market is for everybody. A wiser market is always good. But we do plays. I got a play coming up real soon. I'm actually doing casting calls every Wednesday in Birmingham, Alabama. Oh yeah, gotta do the promo one time. The casting calls for Anna DeVille Twilight, Los Angeles, 1992, which is about the reaction to It's the reaction to the riot that was caused because of the jurors not giving a convicted plea for the 4 officers who beat Rodney King in 1992.
So history is definitely repeating itself because, dare I say it, and then, again, I try not to take a certain, I try not to take a certain political stance because I love everybody, but I do feel certain ways, and I'm not saying that our president electing him was supposed to be a cure-all for every person that was of color. I don't feel that way at all. I don't feel that he was the catalyst. I felt like we elected him because we felt that he would be proper representation for what we felt and what our issues were. Not saying that he was supposed to free every John Blow.
I voted for him because he was supposed to speak for the black people. Yeah, I'm sorry. My bad, Miss Lady B. I voted for President Obama 2 times in a row because that was the opportunity for America to know that the black man is here.
Right.
And this is what is to come.
Right.
And, but that really hasn't folded over, I guess. I don't know. I guess y'all got to wait till I run in 2028. I don't know. But, yeah. So, I voted for Obama because, not because he was a black man, but because he was a black man that's going to be the head of the nation, of the president of the United States of America. That's the most powerful chair in the world.
Right.
And you mean it, and I'm just saying, that's the most powerful chair in the world. We got to really... stop trying to take away from that. That is the most powerful chair in the world.
Give him his title of who he is,
and he need to I feel he should use it to speak for the people of who he is. That's his skin color. That's his people that's dying out there right now. People in Chicago are hungry. People in Atlanta, people in Detroit, we are hungry not for knowledge, but we're hungry for respect. We tired of people out here just killing us for no reason, just because they don't feel that like we feel. That ain't right. If that was the case, then this world would be really bad if that was the case.
This world is really bad.
Yeah, I mean, it has its moments, but it could be really bad if we all chose that point of view, which goes back to my to the social outreach program, I Am Dope. Because what I'm doing is I'm not only giving the youth opportunities to express themselves, but I'm also educating them on controlling their emotions. I'm also giving them the opportunity to not just express how their anger and all that they feeling right now, but we're actually talking to each other and coming up with systems on how we can implement this on a grand scale.
Right. So how does that make you feel? Because I'm not a black man and I don't know what that feels like. But how does that make you feel to know that, I have a son who's 7 and I have 2 daughters who are 8 and 3. Oops. And how does that make you feel that they'll be able to go into a restroom and just someone who identifies, not that they are that, but just that they identify as the same gender, whether they are in fact or not, can go in beside them, but we still have to make people know that we who actually do exist are here.
Now, see, on that note, I'm still a little unspoken about it because I'm still trying to figure out how can you say how can it be just okay for that, for that situation. They forced that on the public anyway, and that's the government. And that's the president that forced it on them too. So if he could force that on them, I know he could force the police to pay more attention to respect the next, the civilian that they're meant to protect, that the tax money pay for.
Because I don't believe that just people of color should be respected. Yeah. I do believe that all lives do in fact matter. Yeah. And I strongly believe that. But I get what you're going with.
So that's just my main. That proves what we've been wanting President Obama to do the whole time while he was in office. If Obama stand up, check this. If Obama had a son,
gotta put his title on it.
If president, my bad. I'm gonna put some respect on his name. Shout out Birdman. But if President Obama stand up. If President Obama stand up and just say what he did for the gender, for the LGBTQ community, if he do that for the black race, then it's gonna be a huge change, and people will have to respect it because he's the president of the United States of America.
Do you think that that's something one person, even if they are known as head of state, chief of staff, can he do that himself when we still have mindset battles that? What good is me putting a crown on your head if you don't even know that you're king?
And see, that's where it comes down to knowing who you are. And honestly, he's already had the crown. He asked for the crown when he put his name on the ballot. So we're not putting it on his head.
Well, I meant our crown.
Yeah, our
of
crown.
Us.
See, that comes down to knowing who you are and knowing God and reality, because only through God do anything can become possible. You know what I'm saying? So you got to remember that. But what I'm saying is, what I meant by the President Obama statement is this right here. It's been 21 no convictions and police killing a man of color. No convictions at all. So first of all, it's a problem because we're not voting. So we don't get to be jurors.
Right, because
so it's never,
I didn't know you existed.
Yeah, I didn't even know you existed.
Right.
I don't really understand the problem of what's going on. Like you said, you're not a black man. So when you get pulled over in your car, it's not the same.
It's equal fear.
But I know it's not fear on my end. It's fear on the officers' end. Because they're spooked just off rip whenever they pull over a black. Like you really... I think we should do more psych therapy tests on these officers and stuff before they even get the right to be an officer, because that badge is meant to protect and to prevent. It's not meant to escalate
it's
violence.
meant to de-escalate.
You know, so
which brings up an interesting topic. And again, I am totally for the badge. Hello, if anything ever happens to me, I am dialing those 3 numbers, okay? And I have several family members who are in law enforcement, so this kind of resonates home for me. And I have a lot of respect for the badge. I don't want to ever send that message that I feel as if and I feel like their job is equally as hard to come into a situation that's already high tense level and have to de-escalate that. But what is very interesting, here in Birmingham, Alabama, where we're based, there were about 212 total cadets that went through the class, and there were only 19 officers that were hired. None of them were of color. That is a problem. 212 total cadets, only 19 of them passed. And let's talk about why the African American people, who probably would have been sworn in officers had not they had one little problem.
The drug test.
The drug test.
Yeah. The marijuana people.
We had, because it's kind of like a ping pong game.
Yeah.
We want to get the ball in our court and we want to score, but when we have the ball, that's not how you play ping pong at all.
That's basketball.
That is basketball.
Yeah, that was so basketball.
You see, I'm not athletic at all, but what I'm saying is that we have to do our part, and that's what kind of makes me so frustrated, because we're putting this mandate on everybody else to respect who I am, understand that I matter, know that I am here, I am woman, hear me war, I am man, see that I'm a king, but you're not even letting us know that you matter to yourself. What part about not taking... I don't understand that. Why would I even sign up to be a sworn-in officer and then not hold up my end of the bargain to make sure that my urine was clear to do so?
Yeah, that was definitely a flop in the end. But me being a young man and coming up in the year of 2016 and being a new millennium, there are many ways to pass drug tests. So
that's what you want to tell the people?
Yeah, so I think that's maybe what the people... I think that's what they was trying. I don't know. I'm definitely not a person that's trying to be an officer. I just want.
And we're not advocating drug use of any kind.
No drug use. Definitely stay out the drugs, kids. Very important. Because marijuana it hurts you in the end. You know what I'm saying? It slows you down. It somewhat makes you lazy. And when you get to a certain point of laziness, you just don't want to do anything. And so, you just gotta be prevalent about which will
probably explain why people don't want to vote.
Yeah, I think that's
or register to do so.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't want to vote because they simply feel like voting it doesn't count.
Right.
But how can it not count? But yet, 50 years ago, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, they were just walking in the streets that we're driving on right now. Like in Birmingham, Alabama, the movement was started right here. And a movement, again, it was started right here, but yet still 50 years later, my generation doesn't even care.
People gave their lives so that we could
people
have
died.
rights.
People were
literally.
They're crazy photos. Just look up civil rights. You can see all that. But none of that is creating an effect for us to believe in the vote again. And I really think that's the issue. Because if that's the case, then I'm a little worried. because we really need to remember that voting really does count.
And I don't want it to have to be on BET or VH1. Yeah. Like, let's stop waiting on something to be popular before it's necessary.
Definitely. Like, it shouldn't have to be a trending topic for everybody.
Exactly. It does not have to have a hashtag for you to, like, Alabama Power doesn't have to put hashtag pay us
for you to pay your bill.
For you to pay your bill. It's something that's necessary if you want light.
Yeah.
You know, and so let's just make our voice being heard just as necessary, because I feel like there's no way that we can, you know, well, these lives matter. Well, if we acted as if each individual mattered in ourselves first, because I do believe that it starts at home and then it spreads abroad. Yeah. And I can't have expectations that exceed my willing to participate. Nice. Does that make sense?
True.
So definitely.
Like, and honestly, all of these problems that we're mentioning, they're not really problems, because everything can be solved through time and love. Because first of all, you can't hate what you see up close. Like, I see you right now. How can I hate you? You know?
Well, you could.
I mean, but not honestly. Like, when you think about it, you can't hate what you see. What you see, you can't hate. Like, and that be what a lot of people think about Black Lives Matter.
See in terms of understanding.
Yeah, in terms of understanding. Like, I'm not in that situation, so I don't care about what's going on over there in Baton Rouge.
Right, it doesn't affect
me. That's kind of the mindset of America right now. I'm not in Baton Rouge.
It doesn't directly affect me, so it doesn't affect me.
I wasn't in Florida,
right.
You know, right. So I didn't have to deal with that. Right. So I just keep going on with my life. But
that, I think the media plays a big part in that too, because they kind of force us to zone in on what they feel is important. So if it's in our faces every day, then that's what we pay attention to. And it's just like, even with Orlando, when that kind of faded into the background, we all just kind of moved on.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. It's in our face, and then it just kind of moved on.
And it has made us kind of like, we don't feel for it. We don't feel for violence like we used to. Like back in the 60s and stuff, when somebody saw somebody grandma get thrown on the ground, everybody was mad. Now these days,
I'd still be mad in 2016.
I don't know.
You throw my grandma on the ground.
You throw my
grandma, I'll throw them hands back.
But you throw my grandma on the ground, I'll be mad. But if you throw somebody else's grandma on the ground, it's that type of
grannies
effect right
matter.
Now. Yeah.
All grannies matter.
Yeah, all grannies matter. Definitely, all grannies do matter.
And we actually got a chance to look at the Black Lives Matter website. I always want to be informed from where I speak about. So we got a chance to kind of check out the website, see what they stand for, because I wanted to know, why was the Black Lives Matter movement viewed as like this racist hate group? And I wanted to see what was on the website. Why isn't this so clear cut to understand what the purpose is, what we're trying to plead with you to understand, to stop annihilating our kings and queens and people that have purpose, because we matter. This should be a conversation that does not need to be had. I should not have to explain to you that I matter. I matter because I'm the same skin, bones, tendons, muscle fibers that you are. Yet we still find ourselves having that same discussion time and time again. And this is just my opinion, but what I came up with as we viewed the website was there wasn't much concrete substance on the website. And it did kind of, from just my opinion, from what I gathered from the website, there was not a concrete mission statement of this is our intended goal.
Yeah. And that's what's going on right now in my community. You get a lot of people who are stepping up to the plate and want to speak about what's going on and how it's going and what we got to do, all that. But when it comes down to it, we're not coming up with a concrete objective.
Right.
We're not really giving a directive to the people.
Right. Our bottom line.
That's not happening. And so my way of fixing that was through my clothing line. You know, because, I mean, me personally, I'm a man of solution. I'm a man of solutions. And so my clothing line is called PRXNCE. It's designed by Terrell, Vallery. I am Terrell, Vallery, the designer. But the message of the clothing line is this right here. And it's meant to inspire and to motivate and to create a call to action. And this is the message. Dear black brother or sister, trust yourself. You know more than you think. Infuse your life with action. Make your own love, make your own hope, make your own future. And whatsoever you believe, honor Yah, not by passively waiting for grace to come down upon high, but by doing so yourself, right here, right now. Begin to scope, begin to mold, begin to create, and understand without a humble but reasonable confidence in your own skills and abilities, you cannot be successful or happy. And the whole purpose of that message is just to remind the person that it's all in you. Like, everything you need is in your hands. Honestly, like, it's all in you. If you really tired of Black lives dying and all that, it's in you. I can be it starts with you. The change starts with us. It's not gonna come from somebody else. It's gonna start with us.
Do you say that speech
before I sell every T-shirt, every piece of clothing that I tell her, and
they gotta get the spiel.
You gotta get the spiel.
So you used to kill the Easter game speech back in the day. Yeah, I am sure if you say that every time. That is, and I think so. How are all of your friends? Because I want to dive into you being, your journey as a Black male. I really want to talk about that. If you notice, he has a little accent, y'all. He's from NOLA, y'all. So how does that feel when you see the headlines of something that's really in your hometown? Not sure enough, you reside in Birmingham, Alabama now, but your roots are in New Orleans.
Yes.
So how does that make you feel? How are all your friends, because you're a pretty accomplished individual, you have all these things going on, you pretty much know where you're headed and how you'd like to get there, but not every Black male is there. And I want to talk about that for a minute. I want to just recognize the fact that everybody doesn't have a college degree. Everybody doesn't even have a desire to go to college. Everybody, some people, I live in the bricks because my mama lived in the bricks and her mama lived in the bricks, and we gonna brick squad it out until, and some people, so let's talk about how does self-awareness start for someone who may be on that journey?
Honestly, my greatest accomplishment came from my biggest failure. And that's how most great people are.
What was your biggest failure?
My biggest failure, well, actually, it might not be as big as your failure, but my biggest.
Wait a minute.
I'm just saying. It's like it comes out to the person.
Okay.
And my biggest failure was I was a junior in college at Tuskegee University, and I was running to be the president of the university, the SGA president.
Okay, I'm like, whole university? Yeah, before you get your degree?
Before I got a degree. That's cool, right? But I was running to be the SGA president, and I had dreamed and thought about that since I went to Tuskegee University. And definitely major shout out to my university. If anybody's looking to just improve their mind and anything after high school, definitely go to my university, Tuskegee University.
Boy, they need to go to Alabama State University. When
we
teach class, the world takes note. Okay.
That was cute. Well, definitely, we beat them Hornets. But here we go. So, what I was saying was I didn't win. But that campaign and what I had to go through created what you see now. That's why my greatest failure was my biggest accomplishment. Because I became the man that you see now through that campaign. I was working with the civil leaders in the community. We was redoing stuff. I was speaking to my class, to my peers.
Wow.
And I was doing it from a standpoint of, if we take this position and we do this and do that, and we can get to that place. And we can get to, that's where our actions now will shape our future. That's where that comes from.
So how do you touch the people now?
I touch the people now through pretty much my visual works. I am an artist. I'm also a designer, but I am an artist. I use my artwork to speak to people. And a lot of that is seen through the clothing line, which was, I use African proverbs to generate the visuals. Like, my first shirt was 3 wise women. It was based off the proverb, it takes a village to raise a child. And that's important to me because it reminded me that I come from a queen. And since I come from a queen, I got to respect all women.
Right.
No matter what shape, size, or form they come in. You feel me? I love it. You feel me? Ladies love that shirt. That was my first shirt. And then what I'm getting into now with this part of the collection, I also have a fashion show coming up in Birmingham, Alabama at the Hope Building, sponsored by LX Productions. Definitely shout out to Zay Renzo. I had to...
Well, you got more plugs than a strip outlet. I'm talking about you.
I love putting people on. I love just getting the opportunity to just do what I do. But definitely, tickets $10. If you want front row, it's $20.
Let me ask you this though, since you do the apparel, and I'm going to ask because I'm not well informed on this topic, but I want you, being a fashion designer, to kind of help me with that. Elaborate on the dashiki movement. I hadn't bought one because I feel like it was going to be a pop quiz if somebody saw me in one, and I didn't want to not have my colors and stuff right. But what is it? Do you feel like it's more of just a fashion trend, or are people really becoming more self-aware? Let's talk about the dashiki now. I noticed it a lot on the 4th of July.
It definitely, and you will notice it on the 4th of July because the 4th of July is the day of independence in America. And
but we were still.
Hold on. But look, my bad. I'm sorry, Miss Lady B. Let me get to what I was trying to say. But the 4th of July is the day of independence in America. That's the day when every different race, culture, they get to express their independence. Their objective to come to America to follow that American dream. So you're going to see this rise in consciousness from the people of color. You're going to see this movement where they're putting on dashikis because it's a fashion statement, and in African culture, it symbolizes who you are in the culture, in that society. Like the Kenta print, the real Kentas, that's from Ghana. And see, I take you on this journey. If you travel through my fashion shows, you will learn all this through the journey. So make sure y'all at my next fashion show.
Come back to us. Come back.
But, like, so the Kenta print is like, is everything about it, the colors, the vibrantness. It all started with the Dutch when they first had the East Indian trades, and what happened was they saw that the print had more liking in African culture than it did in the native, the one that they wanted it in was the Chinese culture. They wanted it to go there, but it wasn't being sold there. It wasn't picking up. But in African culture, because of the brightness of the colors, because that's what we love.
Right.
You gotta remember.
We do love some colors.
We love some colors now. We love some colors.
Hello.
So, and
you got to see me.
And yeah, you gotta see me. You know what I'm saying?
You ever kept your outfit on like
the whole day?
All day because ain't enough people seeing you in it?
When I made my first vest, I definitely wore it the whole day.
Are you wearing that now?
I don't have on my vest right now.
Did you make that one?
I did not make this one, but I did get it from the thrift store, and it was a very good pick. Got you. Definitely knew.
So what do you, and I know a lot of people, it's like we'll bring you into what we're doing, and then if you're not aware in the sense that we feel you should be aware, we push you out. Because how ironic is it that I was apprehensive about wearing something that reflects my culture as well, because I felt that my peers would shun me because I wasn't as informed as they were.
Mm-hmm. And see, that's what comes a lot of times too with the conscious people, as they like to call themselves. And then the people who are like Black Lives Matter pro and Black Lives Matter whatever it is, your level of how much you know is not what's going to determine the impact that you're going to play on this world. That's not the case. Because actually, if you know a lot, you need to spread it. And that's the reason why I do so much. Because I do kind of know a lot, but in the end, I don't know it all.
Right.
And I learned all this from my mentors, my OGs, my people older than me. I've been reading books. That's why I know about this information. All this is free at the public library. Everything I'm telling you, you
right.
go look it up.
Right.
You know, and that's the power of it, because truth will always prevail. And so when we realize that truth will always prevail, and you go look it up and do research and read a book.
I am all about reading.
My Black brothers and sisters,
writing.
Please start reading and writing.
Stop sending me these emoji messages that's full of emojis in one word, and I have to figure out what you're talking about through these smiley faces.
You're talking about like the googly eyes?
I hate emojis.
Why do you hate emojis?
Because I'm a writer. I'm like, say it. Use words. It's like, I asked my friend the other day, what's the difference between the one with the lips poked out with the heart and the one with just the regular lips poked out? Like, it's so weird. And I don't want us to use technology to cripple us. I want us to use it to enhance who we are, to find a better way. Not, because, do you know they don't teach cursive writing in grammar school anymore?
They don't?
They don't. And I know a big part of that is because everything is going to be digital. So you won't need, but if you can't sign a check, baby.
Yeah, if you can't put your John Hancock on it, then you playing.
The public school systems here in Birmingham, they don't. That's not part of the curriculum anymore. They don't.
So how are people signing their check?
It's gonna be. Maybe we'll go back to putting your mark. I don't know.
Your mark? What is it?
The X. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but
they definitely need
everything
to
is
start that
manuscript now.
Cursive is very important. There's a reason why we do everything, you know. There's a reason for everything.
Maybe we'll use emojis to sign.
I'm not using the googly eye to sign my check.
I have googly eyes when I open a bill or something. I wish I could send them an emoji back.
That's crazy. Wait, so there's no cursive writing?
It's not part. It's not part of the curriculum. It's not mandated that you.
Because I remember we used to have to write
we used to
essays.
watch the movie and have to do exactly what the lady was doing and turn it in.
Yeah.
Like that was part. Yeah, but not anymore.
That's
and I'm
y'all
not
better learn how to sign y'all John Hancock out there, because I sign other people's checks because I'm a CEO, you know, boss up status. But yeah, the bank wouldn't take it if I ain't sign it. So without no giant
You have
hand
to learn
count.
how to endorse an actual check.
Yeah.
And then let's start teaching our babies how to balance checkbooks. Let's make that part of the curriculum. Let's not be scared of money.
Got all this money.
And you got to pay somebody to finagle it for you.
Do it for you.
Y'all like that word, finagle.
Is that a real word?
It is now. Hello. But I just really want us to, and that's what I wanted to really get you to expound on from your perspective of being an African-American male. How do you... Because it's easy, you being pretty polished, pretty refined, pretty dapper. I think he's single too, y'all. But how do you take that approach to the point that you don't offend because the Bible says that a man offended is harder to win. So how do you get to a point that you can talk to the Joe Blow of sorts? I didn't call you Joe Blow. That's just how society views you, as not being someone who's as accomplished maybe as yourself. How do you get to their bottom line and meet them? In social work, they teach you to meet the person where they are. So how do you do that and bring him somebody who only knows, he knows all this stuff about Black Lives Matter. He knows all this stuff about what's going on. But all I know is that selling dope is going to buy my baby some Pampers. I hear what you're saying, Brother Dapper Man, about awareness of self. I hear all of that. But unless you're giving me $300, I'm going to have to hit this corner at 4 a.m. because my family needs me and they're dependent on me.
And see, that right there is an excuse. And that excuse is called the trap.
Which is why it's called the trap.
That's why it's called the trap. That's an excuse. See, and what you got to remember, too, is humility. You got to remember to humble yourself, because my journey, even though you see me now, I'm on the radio and I'm talking and it look like I'm doing great things. It was I'm smiling and all that. But remember, I had to go through something to get here.
Right.
Don't ever let your struggle determine who you are. And with me, I learned who I wasn't first. I used to be the D-boy. Like, I know how to flip the scale. I know how to flip the pack. I know how to do all that. I really was the D-boy.
Now he flipped for Jesus. Look at that.
Yeah, I do flip for Jesus. I used to be the dope boy. Now I'm a man that deal hope. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
I'm selling hope to the people because it's important. Because hope brings change. That's why I was impactful when Obama did what he did. President Obama did what he did. So, I mean, honestly, to all those people who out there in the hustle for real and really out there struggling, come up with a different hustle. And to my D-boys, I want you to remember, you're a CEO for real. All right. That's a company.
That is an enterprise.
That is an enterprise that you have on your hands.
Right.
You know marketing, you know sales, you know every major business word, accounting. You know everything. You know how to generate rapport. You feel me? They might be using
QuickBooks to balance the books.
But think about this though now. And today, remember how we say with the D-boy and everything, but today marijuana is pretty much legal. It's people making millions of dollars off marijuana right now.
Taxation.
Right now. They're making millions of dollars, but at the same time, my people are in jail because they sold it. So why are my people out of jail now? Because marijuana pretty much legal. In them little states or whatever, Dakota, California, people buying marijuana like crazy, and they making crazy money. But yet my people are in jail right now for it. I think them people should be free. That's another point I think. Cause you are.
Do you think the fact that we're in the southern, what's known as the Bible Belt, has a lot to do with that?
I mean, it does.
Because we're pretty conservative for the most part. I mean, as a whole, we each have our own viewpoints on certain situations. But if you gather the South as a whole, the first thing that just popped in my mind when I said the South was the Confederate flag, which represents and I'm not going to get into that, but I mean in terms of being conservative, stern, there is no wiggle room. Yeah. It's either this way or this result.
Yeah, and I would say that is the reason why it does take a moment for fresh new stuff to hit.
Yeah, we are the last to see the movies. We the last to get the clothes.
Everything. Yeah. But we the first in reality because we actually got it first. We just didn't pay attention to it when it hit. See, that's the thing too, awareness. Because if you actually pay attention, if you look, if you see a problem, it's meant for you to fix it right then and there. But a lot of times we see a problem and we wait for somebody else to fix it for us.
Let's stay right there for a second. So that's very interesting that you said that, because I've noticed, I myself am guilty of this. I don't want it to seem as if I'm coming from standing on the soapbox. I'm guilty too. I have a lot of room to change and evolve too. And I've noticed that I'll be on social media and I'll Google something if I see 3 or 4 people talking about it.
Yeah.
And then at that point, it's become relevant to me. Whereas I probably saw this problem weeks ago or noticed it, but now, and then that goes back to what we talked about. Something has to be popular before it's necessary. Yeah. Why? What do you think attributed to that?
Popular kids are just cool.
No, crazy about the. Okay, we'll talk about that. We got to take a break, man. We got to pay some bills. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the wheels and the goods of technology. Y'all stay tuned, Sweet Tea with Lady B.
So, yeah.
What time is it?
46.
Okay.
So we hit the Black Lives. We talked about domestic.
Well, we got to talk about this technology because I think that's a very good point. Like, how do you use technology for it's not to be
to promote positivity
and not be I don't want to use the word slave. What's another word for slave? Like I'm looking at it just like it's using us instead of us using it.
Okay. Pretty much, there's no thought behind it. It's just you following suit.
Like I've noticed plenty of posts where it'll be complete satire, like something that's not even real, and it'll be on like 30 people's pages. And it'll be like, this is a known fact, but nobody really took the time to research what this was. That's why I'll Google it before I start commenting on it or whatever. So I at least come from a semi-informed.
Like the memes.
The memes.
They call memes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Memes.
You show?
You show? They're not Mimi.
I'm from this time.
Mimi is my cousin.
I could have sworn it was Mimi.
You said Mimi my cousin. But I noticed that like people kind of why do we got a lot of work. We jump on this bandwagon so quick.
Yes, we're quick to jump on the bandwagon. If it's hot, we own it. And that's the problem.
But I guess because we walk for so long, we need a ride. So I guess.
But we the people though. We are the determining factor of what's cool and what's not cool. If you look around, everybody wants to be us. Like everybody. No, nobody want to be.
Because I remember. Do you remember when white women
back?
And I'm gonna step out and then I'll be back.
Okay.
Woo!
3, 2.
What is up, guys? If you're just joining us, you are in the live hour of Sweet Tea with Lady B. I got a special guest with me today, Mr. Terrell Vallery. I'm not going to let him go into all his plugs because that'll take up the last 15 minutes of the show. But we're talking about just ways to just empower us as a people. Both of us are the voice of the Lady B is the voice of the unheard, y'all. So we're gonna tackle all the tough subjects that people don't want to talk about. And because we're young, we want to be the voice of the young people, right? So right now, what we're talking about, if you're just joining us, we're talking about social media and how it's used. I don't think we use it for what it's intended for. I think a lot of times we create a lot of bandwagons through social media, and I myself am guilty of it. Something becomes pertinent. Maybe if I see 2 or 3 people posting about it, then I'll research and see what's going on, and then I'll make my little 2 cents jump in. But how can we use this to? I feel like we have all the tools necessary to advance us to the next dimension because we passed levels, we in dimensions now. But how can we use social media for its true intention?
Honestly, with me, I use social media for everything. Like every model, every artist, every person I know that's in my company and I work with, I met them all through social media. It's very rare I meet you first in person before we ever do business. It's crazy. Like I make money off the Snapchat, I make money off Instagram, I make money off social media.
Right.
So
people become famous off social media.
Literally.
Literally. Like the Jermaine Dupri, his show on Lifetime.
Talking about the rap.
The rap game. He picked those children off social media. So it's not that we don't have the power to succeed. Maybe it is what W.B. Du Bois mentioned, that our greatest fear is not that we're inadequate. It's not that we can't do it. It's that we're going to do it so good, it's going to scare us.
Yeah. And that's what it is. It's just the ability to believe in ourselves. Because, like I said earlier, everything we have is already in you. And with the social media is a lot of times, you got to understand with media, there's 3 things that really sell. Sex, violence, and just mess. Them things the media will promote like crazy, and we gravitate towards that.
The mess, right?
We don't gravitate towards the fact that there are kids right now graduating out of college that are 13, 14 years old. We don't gravitate towards the fact that there are millions and there's not a depletion of millionaires, black or white. There's no reason for us to ever. We don't really promote the fact of what should be promoted. We don't promote that they got I think it's a school in Chicago, and I think they didn't graduated it's an all black male school. And when I say every black male go to college that graduate,
wow,
like I think they did it like 3, 4, 5 times in a row, and it's in Chicago. But we don't really see that until we trying to prove something about who we are. And the best way to prove and to show the rest of the world who we are is through what my founder said of my institution. And what he said was, BTW said that if you want to prove that the black man is worthy and the black woman is worthy, keep buying the houses. Keep starting businesses. With every one that you buy, with every house that you build, with every business that you start, with every car that you sell, with everything that you do, that's how you show that we are worthy and that we are people. And so it's bigger than education because honestly.
And now you don't really. I remember there used to be a lot of pressure to get a degree, to do all those things, but now a lot of the people they are billionaires and they don't have.
Cause that's not what you need.
Right.
If you want to make money, it's easy. Making money is easy, but you gotta remember if you want to earn money, you can't make money. Only people that make money is people in the mint. Now, people who earn money, you got to provide a service. And then from that service, that's how much money you're going to get back. And the quality of the service determines how many people going to come back to you. That's the business part of it. Now, that, you don't have to go learn that in school. You don't have to go to nobody, a teacher, and sit there for 4 years to learn that. You know what I'm saying? Only thing you got to do is come up with a great product, develop it, put it out there in the market, and other people going to come to you.
But in terms of I understand what you're saying about the degree, but you still have to research. That there still has to be learning. I don't want anybody to ever feel like you're going to have to glean information from somewhere or someone.
Oh yeah, I definitely had to with the tailoring with me because I'm pretty much an official tailorer now. I did like maybe 20 pieces, custom pieces, and I measured the person to the measurements, cut it out. And, I'm a tailor. I learned all that through YouTube. I learned all that through a book. And I did get a little teaching from Miss Joyce Baldwin Lewis of Chocolate Rose Designs.
Yeah.
Yes, awesome. She's
got a trunk show coming soon.
Yes, definitely.
Hot
designer in the city. Definitely pay attention. But when you really find out what it is you want, everything gonna come to you. You just gotta ask for it, and that's the most important piece of everything that I've really been going through in my life right now. And in these past 2 years because I didn't graduate from college. I had a year left. But I didn't have no money left to finish my year.
I know about that money running out.
Yeah, so I went and started my company. I started my clothing line. And I'm coming back soon.
Why do you think that there's not a lot of financial aid that'll last? I know a lot of seniors that that's lingering. They got like maybe 12 hours left, if that. But why do you think that financial aid it gets you almost there?
Because that's what it's supposed to do. It's not supposed to be a sellout or a sell-all. Unless, let me put this like this. First of all, I went to Tuskegee University on a merit scholarship. So if I would have did what I was supposed to do.
Put that out there.
Let me put that out there first. If I would have did what I was supposed to do, Terrell Vallery would be a certified rocket scientist right now.
Wow.
Because I majored in aerospace engineering with a minor in business administration and English. So if I would have did what I was supposed to do the first time around, I would be definitely done. But that ain't how life work when you 17, 18. Right. You don't really think about that. So GPA start dropping, right. Then you got to build them back up. But it come down to that. You got to be, it's not meant to be, it's meant to help people to get to that level. Because honestly, higher education is not a right. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that's endowed to you. It's really a leisure. Because people who can afford it get to go to it.
Right.
But that shouldn't stop you from maintaining your own mind. Self-education is the best way. The greatest of my community and of my culture were all self-educated. BTW, Frederick Douglass, WV. These are self-educated people. Most of them couldn't even learn.
I remember we used to say his whole name.
Who? Booker T. Washington?
Now he down to the initials. Ain't that something?
Nah, I don't say the initials because that's
but it's so I pointed that out only because that's how we are. That's how technology, I think, has trained us that everything needs to be so quick right now. Microwave, get to your point, or I'm leaving. If your status doesn't catch my eye in the first 3 seconds, I'm gone.
Yeah. Yeah,
and I think that the mantra for today has just really been to become self-aware. It's amazing to say blue lives matter, black lives matter, but I think at the end of the day, it's all about becoming quiet and realizing, or even asking yourself the question, does my life matter? Do I matter? And if I don't really know too many people that, and there are some people out there that would probably answer that question with hesitance of thinking that they don't matter. So give the people some hope real quick. Terrell, if it's somebody out there that's listening that does not feel as if they matter and all these issues that we've discussed today are above their head, give them some hope. Give them, meet them where they are.
Well, the best way to meet you where you are is just to honestly pray for you. And I just pray. And it's a prayer that I do whenever I'm working on a project, and it starts like this. And I this is how I go. I'll be like, dear God, I come to you today. I ask not for more riches or more money, but I ask for more wisdom to use better the gifts and abilities and talents that you've already given me, so that I can improve the world around me. And that's my prayer. So if anybody is out there hurting and just looking for more and just trying to get to that better place, honestly, it starts with God. Because through God, all things are possible. All things are possible. I would not be where I'm at. I wouldn't be in this predicament if it wasn't for God. And that's the reason why I think I am. I know that's why I'm succeeding.
Right. Shout out to God.
Shout out to God. God is the real MVP. With God, you cannot destroy me. You cannot stop me. You can't beat me. There's no force, no man, nothing can hinder me, because I know where I'm going and God is leading me. I don't lead myself no more. That's another thing I learned too. At 23 years old, my biggest lesson was learning that I should just take the ride. Don't try to drive, but take the ride.
Right.
That's what
and watch how they drive until you get your car.
So like just take the ride.
And definitely reach out to us. We're on Facebook. How can the people reach you, Terrell? Real quick, we got about 2 minutes left.
On Facebook, you can catch me at Terrell Vallery. On Facebook, if you type it in, about 4 different things gonna pop up, because I'm real mean with the Facebook. Instagram, IamDope.tv. Twitter at Entrepreneur. My company website is illstation.bigcartel.com. That's ILLSTATION.bigcartel.com. I got the products on there. I got a couple of job opportunities out there for the youth. Just if y'all really trying to get involved, just hit me on DM me. Y'all know how to use social media. And if y'all was listening today, I really want y'all to use the hashtag #SweetTea. And make sure y'all let us know what you thought about the show.
Let us know you got your either hashtag sweet tea or hashtag got my glass, so that we'll know. And guys, thank you so much for coming on the porch with us today. This is yours truly, Lady B, the voice of the unheard. We'll catch you guys same bat time, same bat channel next week.
Okay. Smooth. And we're out.
Bye. Let us know you tuned in. I don't know why I do an eyebrow.
Sweet tea. I don't got my glass.
KNOW.
What, I did something wrong?
Yeah, you put letters now.
Oh, it's okay. They can spell.
It's okay. The people don't spell. They don't do that.
They're gonna break it up. As long as you can see the first word and the last letter, then your mind automatically knows what the word is. You know that?
I did know that, but that doesn't mean that I'm not all about correctly spelled words.
I'm just saying, grammar don't matter no more. We just got done with that.
Well, we gotta stop doing that.
They don't even do cursive no more.
But grammar should still.